Hello guys, welcome back to Candid Speaking with Leo. And on today's episode of Candid Speaking with Leo is going to be very, very phenomenal. You can tell with my amazing guests that I have here. Anyways, apologies guys, we are under the sun. So just in case you want to sponsor us next time, so you will know that the hustle is real. Alright, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Leo Israel and I have someone very special here with me. I would like him to introduce himself. Yeah, I call him, they call him the viral author, if I'm right. Okay, so can we get to meet you?
Okay, thank you so much for having me here, number one. I must also say that. So my name is Denu born, emphasis on the Amiomu,
Okay.
because I'm a Yoruba guy.
Okay.
So
okay.
Denu born, so that's my name, and yes, I'm just there. I'm called the viral author.
Yeah.
So something I hand. I later had to be calling myself, and then also over time I've been called Investor Denu, Uncle Denu, and things that are still coming up.
Interesting. So why did they call you? Why did they call? Did they call you? You earned the name the viral author. So why did they call you the viral author?
Number one, I think it first came as a result of the fact that I wrote a book, Viral Author Blueprint.
Oh, okay.
So ever since I wrote the book, on a norm, someone who wrote the book, Viral Author Blueprint should be regarded as something. But I wasn't calling myself anything. I was just calling myself like a book publisher and all those kind of stuff. But then I just called my guy one day, Sheyi Babs, and then he was like, "Oh, the viral author," and then that was where that one started from.
Oh,
really.
Nice. Okay, so where can you tell us a brief introduction about yourself? Where you schooled? What did you study?
Okay, about me, I am a graduate of architecture from Olabisi Onabanjo University.
Okay.
And currently I'm more okay. Yes, I think I want to be introducing myself as firstborn and founder of two companies, two startups.
Well done.
So yeah. So I'm currently into the book publishing industry, and also personal finance is something I'm really interested about and really motivated for. Personal finance and decisions around personal finance, from savings to investments.
Okay, that's really nice. I mean, I love that. I love all your aspirations. Okay, so you said you studied architecture in school, right?
Yes.
And you're a graduate of architecture, I agree. But how come did you now go into book publishing? Like, I mean, they don't correlate. If you ask me.
Okay. Well. Number one thing I want you to know is that book publishing, or practically my interest in book publishing have been ever since, even long before I decided to study architecture.
Okay.
I've always been into the writing industry.
Okay.
I've written books before. I decided to do architecture when I was in GSS2.
Yeah.
And I finished my first book at Premier 5.
Are you serious?
Yes, and I was 8 years old then. So I would say it is not like I decided to go into book publishing later.
Yeah.
I only decided to add architecture
to it. Okay.
it.
So book publishing is your major go-to.
Yes.
That is your major.
Yes.
Then architecture is just like, okay, let's have a degree in something.
No, not again.
Okay.
It's not let's have a degree in something. Okay, the way architecture came into the scope was that when I was in GSS2, I had this class teacher that taught us basic tech and basic science together. And during break sessions, he would just be on the system. He was in his finals in architecture school, so it would just be funny enough. Also in the school I studied, so he would just be on the system, and then we'll be doing some draftings and the likes of it. And I really loved seeing him just design plans for houses and all, and then translate them into elevations of buildings that he now paint and all on the system. So I just watch him while I'm eating my food. I watch him do all of those things on the system. So I started, drafting with my own ends. There was a time someone even gave me 1,000 naira because I just sat outside and I took a red pen and I drafted like a floor plan. And she was like, "Wow, that's impressive. You want to become an architect?" I was like, "Yes." And she gave me 1,000 naira. So it was more the fact that I think what got me into architecture was the fact that okay, someone could just have like something at art, and I could produce a plan that could kind of represent the dream you have. Yes, in terms of a living space.
Okay, that's really nice. Good to hear that. So that means we would say that you have not completely dropped your architecture certificate, right?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. So, how did your parents feel about this? Knowing that okay, you studied like the typical African parent thing. You studied architecture and you now have to be like, I want to do publishing. I want to go into writing. Like they're like, hello, do you know how much architects make? In this thing, and then you want to go into publishing. Like, when do you know that your book will blow or something?
Okay, so for me, well, there was no time per se that I just yes, there was a time. My daddy sent me something recently. He sent me a scholarship application, and then he wanted me to go for my masters. And obviously, he talking about masters, it means my masters in architecture. Yeah. And I was like, Daddy, it's MBA me I'm doing. So, like, I know that would be like a shocker to him. Yes. To let him know that, see, that architecture thing, just forget it, I beg. but again, there was no time per se that I walked up to them and say, architecture, when I graduate, I'm giving you a certificate, because number one, it's not their certificate. I earned it. I was interested in architecture and I did it for myself. So the only thing that did it for them was gradually they began to see what I do. And thank God for the world today, where we have the globalization of economy and everything, and then we have the online space where there's the online space right now. I feel it has become a relevant definition of success. At least like gradual representation of what success can be like. Okay. So I was still on like 200 followers on LinkedIn, for example. Yeah. And I say I'm no more doing architecture. It will be quite tough for them to really accept that. But with the influence that is around my name, and the fact that I've been called for events, I've hosted my own event, and everything has been very massive. It's more like it's as if this boy.
Let's just allow him do his thing.
He's going on the right path. There's something coming. So the only thing they just kind of checkmate me that you still have to be, and I let them understand where all of those things fall in line. For example, for architecture, I'm like certificates in architecture. Later, I'll be going into real estate, and it's very relevant for my positioning. Okay. That this person is not one of those people that made maybe Yahoo money. I'm not supposed to say that, but just saying made money from there, and they're just trying to maybe
just use it as a cover up,
something like that, and does not really understand how the market is. So this person was pruned in architecture 5 years. I spent 6 years, 2016 to 2022, and I practically died in school. So
okay, that's really nice. So talking about architecture, publishing and all, and then your dad wanting you to go for your masters, and I know definitely he's going to feel a little bit, like that. There was one means one time, you feel downcasted. Like, I sent you to school to study architecture, and then you are telling me you want to go for MBA. MBA in what? All right, so that's not bad. So what would you say really motivated you to actually go on this journey? Because there is no smoke, there's no flame without a fire. So what really motivated you? At what age did you get motivated to start this journey? Exactly.
At what age? Okay, it all started from when I had more like an existential crisis when I was 17. That was maybe in 2019, 2018, 19, 20. Okay. So those years, I was taken into a different phase of my life. And it was really revealing. Funny enough, as at that period of time, I was between my 200 levels to my 400 levels. But the major one for me was my 200 levels. So at my 200 level second semester, I found out that, was it 200 level second semester? Sorry, 200 level first semester. Yeah. I did that time WhatsApp was becoming like not just prominent now. We have been using WhatsApp since like 2015, 2014, but WhatsApp TVs came up around that 2019. So, and it was getting more vibrant. So I was getting to connect with all these people who just wanted, and they were like talking about, as WhatsApp TV was coming up, this copywriting thing on WhatsApp started coming up. And me, I was into the poetry world. I was writing poems. I've been writing poems since God knows when, maybe since before I was born. So I just practically got connected to the guy, and the guy was like, okay, I should do something for him. At the end of it all, he paid me 2K for something I just do for fun. And I was like,
That was a game changer for you.
It wasn't a game changer. It was just like, wait, I could be
making money.
And it, again, the way it struck me, it didn't strike me like I should now maybe direct my attention to this. I need to go and make money or anything. It was just like there's something about this thing that you need to really tap in. And then that moment, it revived my desire to actually publish a book. Okay. And then before you know it, at the end of 2019, I published a book. I got to know about Amazon publishing and all like that. So now, the question was that you asked me that when did it turn out that this is actually where I'm supposed to go to in life. So along the line, I also came across a movie, and then in that movie, Coco. I don't know if you've seen the movie. It's an Academy Award movie. So the movie is an animatic, and then it was talking about Miguel, a guy who was born into a norm. This is the norm, the business of the family is shoe business. So, and they don't do anything outside that, especially music is a taboo. And this guy had to go out of the norm. He left the house, and I was like, okay, I think I have to go local.
Oh wow!
That was where Loco came from, because it was a Spanish. They had Spanish, words that they conversed with. So poco a loco me vlevo un poco más loco, meaning little by little I go a little more crazier for my dream. So, and little by I have to just go look. I have to go out of the norm, and then I felt reflecting over my experience 8 years ago, copywriting, everything, just mapped out to like. Publishing, I think, is the line for me. I'm not just publishing, publishing meaningful things that helps people to want to be successful. And yes, it happened around that area of 300 level, 400 levels.
Oh, that's really nice. You've really been through, some things in life, I must say. And so, is this a long-term, GoLoko Diaries is registered now? I'm very sure.
Yes, it is.
So is it a long-term plan for you? Aside, you've established the fact that you want to do architecture, you want to go into real estate, which is really nice. I mean, real estate guys are making the money now. Although it's not easy.
It is marketing.
It's marketing, yeah. But do GoLoko Diaries, is it a long-term plan for you?
Yes, it is. It is, and it is a very long-term plan. It's a very long-term plan. One of the things that is just like on the side is that eventually I don't want to use the word eventually. I hope eventually will be like the Amazon of Nigeria. That is the dream in my head.
Like Amazon KDP.
Exactly. Not just Amazon KDP now. Amazon also started with the publishing. Yeah. Eventually had to expand. He's now into films, he's now into media and productions. So practically we eventually become the Amazon that started in Nigeria of Africa.
So permit me to call it a GoLoko Africa.
GoLoko, yeah, maybe.
GoLoko Diaries Africa.
Yes, something like that.
Because I'm helping you look into the future as well. So when we go viral in Africa, I'm like, oh wow, I remember back then when we had it. Park those days.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let me ask you, what oppositions did you face?
The only opposition I think that is a major one for me right now that I see, or do I really have an opposition? Okay, let me try to reflect. What opposition? I'm this kind of person. I'm almost like carefree. I'm almost carefree. I'm not carefree, but I'm almost carefree. Eventually, things don't get to me. like I tend to outgrow things. So no matter how painful they are, I just man out of the situation. So oppositions that could have started were just like maybe in terms of projections and results that we eventually got. When I don't know if this is convenient for me to share here, but when I really started into the dream of GoLoko Diaries, it was during my IT in 400 level, and I was staying with my uncle, and I had a whole lot of paranoia and then inconvenience staying with him. I've grown out of that. My uncle, I really love him and I appreciate him, but he was not able to understand who I am, and because he also was still trying to quantify his own life, and he could not also guard his own understanding, and then it was rubbing up on me in terms of maybe a little maltreatment, shouting at me, which were getting a little to my heart. But I've come out of that situation. So that should have maybe stopped my drive to want to try to build this thing I'm building, because sometimes there was a time I was working on, maybe I think one of the books or one of the things that has to do with GoLoko Diaries when it was still like a little baby, because practically GoLoko Diaries currently will be a year by January officially, but GoLoko Diaries will be by January, it will be 2 years and almost like 6 months. So it's something it started. So when it started, like the normal dream it was. So I was working in the midnight, and it came to me and it was like, close that system and go and sleep.
I can understand.
And I had to start. I was like, I'm 18, I'm adult, that kind of thing. So it's funny, but actually those little things like that could have been the initial opposition, but no, eventually I just had to go past them, and there's some other things that have come up. For example, there have been times I've not necessarily found an opposition that really got me. That really got me. No, I've not found, and I don't think I will find.
My God's grace.
But for example, this year there was a time when I kind of stopped from GoLoko Diaries. We had our first event. It was a shutdown of LinkedIn, and it is still what a lot of people are modeling to tomorrow. And while it was a shutdown, we didn't get the results in the capacity of the company that we wanted. We got results for some other people. So, we still took out the courage. I had a physical event. We still did not get the results we wanted as a company. But it was a loud, on the public scale, it was, Denu did this, and everybody came, and then the second shutdown of LinkedIn, at that shutdown, even some of my cult members were not able to be fully available, so there was a little discouragement, but I still had to push through that. And still did not get some of the results we needed as a company. So after that time, I think that happened in May. After that time, I entered into a realm of kind of, let me put GoLoko Diaries like this. So for 3 months, so it was just one of my guys, who is now like the head of operations, unofficially yet. If he sees this video, he's going to be like, Denu. So it's like the head of operations, Samuel Ademoyiwa. He was one who will be checking up on me, guy. This thing, we have to, there's a lot of you, I need you to show up, and he was one who practically strengthened me that period of 3 months. So, and now that I'm kind of back, not kind of back, I mean I'm back.
Fully, to take over the space.
To take over the space. I don't think,
nothing
the opposition is going to last 30 seconds by the grace of God.
By God's grace.
So, and we'll scale through it.
Definitely.
So that's my current
So quick one, we are coming to the end of the section. Let me just ask you, just give me a yes or a no. I don't want you to explain. Are you in a relationship? Okay. Well, the rule of the game.
Okay.
Okay, yes, no, maybe.
If I say maybe, it's not going to. Okay, yes.
Okay, so that's no problem.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so now let me ask you.
But if you are crushing on me, you can still crush. You can still come to my DM. I'm still open, but no, I'm yes in a relationship.
Are you open to work on LinkedIn? All right, so let me ask you this: how did you get yourself viral on LinkedIn? because that's what a lot of young people have been trying to do. But I think they are not getting it right. They've been copying the likes of you, Emmanuel Unduka, and Promise, and all others. So how do you get yourself very viral on LinkedIn? Because I think LinkedIn is that official space now that you can easily get yourself, market yourself, and everybody begins to flow with you, and then you are here, there. But some people don't know that it's not easy. It's not what it is exactly. So how did you get yourself on LinkedIn? How did you flood the whole place?
Okay. And before I kind of answer that question emphatically, I forgot when we started. We didn't talk about something. I didn't talk about something. GoLoko Diaries. What is GoLoko Diaries there for? GoLoko Diaries is very intentional, and our mantra is taking your success on a journey. Okay. All right. So in the capacity of everything we do, we're trying to, whether we are publishing books, that book has to take your success on a journey. Whether eventually we are producing a film, that film, when you watch it, it helps you to take your personal legend on a journey. Okay. All right. It helps you to it enables your journey. It gives you whether the prophecy, whether the motivation, or everything you need to, the push to start and to sustain the journey. So that's what GoLoko Diaries is all about in terms of everything we'll be revealing. So now, as regards being viral on LinkedIn, I know it is now like a thing. It's now a thing, and what I'm personally doing, GoLoko Diaries and my other company will be calling for interns. And one of the packages to be getting, interns will be getting it is a free internship program, but there's a selection process. Okay. One of the things you'll be getting is that you'll be getting the exact framework that got me from one to where I am today in terms of LinkedIn virality and visibility, and then while you're also interning and building a relevant work profile with the company. So you don't just get to build a personal work experience that lasts 6 months with us. You also have the visible, just like I was saying before, that a definition of success, the online world is making success is now becoming like a relevant definition of success. You are not just a success that happened and nobody saw you. Everybody no.
Your growth process.
Because it is not evident in terms of what you have learned. It's also evident in terms of the visibility around what you have learned. So we are going to committing the next 6 months to seeing that everybody will come on board that internship, get that exact growth, while also building their work experience with us. So now, how did I grow to become maybe visible on LinkedIn? The truth is consistency, one. Okay. Then two, there's also a strategic relationship building. Then three, there's the segment of the algorithm that you need to just. It is not mathematics. It is not physics. Dy dx or anything. No, it is just like politics. You play politics with the algorithm. For example, let me just give an example. There was this time Damilola Felicia Badmus. She's now she was initially Damilola Felicia Yusuf. She's now Damilola Felicia Badmus. She's also a visible person on LinkedIn. She's a photographer. So there was a time she and her new husband relocated to the UK, and then she made a post about it. And that post happened to come to my feed. Within the hour she posted made a post. Then I copied and pasted that post. I now started with my own personal headline, "Dear future wife, read this." And then I now, what she posted, I now credited that she was one that posted it. And then I said, I now made my own commentary that just in the post that, okay, this is also, you also have to look into this, and these are some of the things you look into. And then I said, I shall now reference my name. So there's still kind of an attachment. The post is not generally focusing on me maybe celebrating or me just tapping into what she has posted. I'm also putting the me part. So I shared that post. The post today has over 1,000 reactions. I think gathered over almost 40,000 views. Now, that's
the algorithm aspect of it.
That's the politics aspect of understanding the algorithm. But a lot of people, they go into that, and I've seen people, they just share people's stories and people have forgotten you. You are getting the algorithm to favor you, but you are not getting the visibility for you. So there's a strategy to it, and I call it the 3 C's. Okay. The 3 C's of being better at LinkedIn, I'll just mention them. I also linked them and then I developed them. I learned them from Dr. Faith Uwaubia. He's the president of YouTube Global. And then I've developed them and then I've made them mine. But Dr. Faith is still someone who I hold in, I reckon. So the number one is connect. I'll not explain. If anybody wants to join students, they should come into the internship. It is free. It is free, all right? They should tell me why I should commit the next 6 months, helping them do their life. So number one is connect. Number two is communicate. Number three is celebrate.
Wow.
For more details in the internship program.
Right. So the 3 C's for you to blow on LinkedIn. You've gotten the code now. Don't come to my DM and start asking me, oh, can you connect me? You can check him up on LinkedIn. His social media profile is going to be displayed on the screen, so you can follow him there and get to his DM and tell him, oh, Denu, I would like to be part of your intern. So I think maybe for me now, maybe I have automatic ticket already. Well, no problem. Yeah. All right, so thank you very, very much. I want to say very big thank you for coming on today's show. It's really been amazing, and I would like to say to our viewers out there, one thing I want you to know is whatever you find yourself doing, be consistent at it. Definitely. Be consistent, number one, and try as much as possible to connect with other people out there. You cannot do it alone. You cannot stand alone. You can't. A tree does not make a forest, so you need people around you. You need to connect with people. You need other people's influence for you to continue to stay relevant. Because I remember the story of Emmanuel Nduka. When I flashing back to what made Emmanuel Nduka go viral, I'm glad that he made use of the opportunity that he met with Tony Elumedu. And I think he stood on that mantra, and that is what has really helped him so far. Yes. He didn't slack, he didn't lose guard. He stood on it, and you can see what Emmanuel Nduka is doing. You can check him up on LinkedIn as well. But Denu is here, right here with us, and thank you very much. You didn't use your bandana today. Because I remember there was a time there was too much controversy about why would this bandana to an event.
I went for a church program, so it was not definitely as a guy you are not supposed to cover your hair in church. So that's why I didn't bother.
If not, you would have used it.
I would have worn it.
All right, thank you very much, Denu. Thank you. You said it's Denu. Denu, okay. Mimi, okay. Yeah. Denu. So if you don't understand Yoruba, you can teach you Yoruba too. So in case you need a Yoruba translator, can you do that?
No, please.
All right, thank you very much for coming. All right, guys, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Say we'll meet again. Bye for now.
Bye.